So, what if the story we've always been told about civilization is completely backward? A brand new discovery at a 12,000-year-old site in Turkey is challenging everything, and I mean everything we thought we knew about our own origins. And it all centers on one single silent figure. Let's get into it. Just look at this. In September 2023, archaeologists uncovered this incredible life-sized human statue. But here's the wild part. It wasn't sitting on a pedestal or buried in a tomb. No, it was deliberately sealed, horizontally, inside a stone wall. It's almost as if it was entombed there for a reason. So the big question is, why? All right, let's break down the details of this stunning find. This announcement from Turkey's Ministry of Culture and Tourism is forcing us to take a much closer look at what was really going on at the very dawn of human society. Okay, the context here is absolutely crucial. This isn't just some artifact they dug out of the dirt. It was intentionally placed within the very architecture of this sacred space, sealed up in a wall between two of the site's most massive enclosures. Its placement tells us it was part of the construction, a key piece of the ritual itself. Archaeologists are pretty sure this was what they call a votive offering. So what does that mean? Well, think of it like a profound gift to the gods, or maybe to the temple itself. By putting this statue inside the wall, its builders might have been trying to sanctify the structure, embedding a sacred spirit right into its foundation, maybe to protect it or give it some kind of divine power. Now, to really grasp how revolutionary this statue is, you have to understand the place where they found it. Göbekli Tepe isn't just another ancient ruin. It's a site that's been completely rewriting history since day one of its excavation. Take a look at this timeline. It is absolutely staggering. The structures at Göbekli Tepe were put up around 9,600 BCE. We're talking thousands of years before the first stones were ever raised at Stonehenge, and thousands more before the Great Pyramid of Giza. It is almost unimaginably ancient. So here's the crucial point. Göbekli Tepe is over 6,000 years older than Stonehenge. And the people who built it, they weren't settled farmers living in cities. They were hunter-gatherers, people who we thought completely lacked the organization and resources to create something this monumental. And this is the core conflict right here. The very existence of a place like Göbekli Tepe is enough to shatter that simple formula we all learned. First came farming, then came the temple. But here, the temple obviously came first. So what was that story exactly? Let's do a quick recap of the formula for civilization that we were all taught in school. The old equation was pretty simple, and it seemed to make sense. Step 1, you invent farming. Step 2, that allows you to settle down. Step 3, with a stable food supply, you get surpluses, you get specialization, and finally, you have the time and the resources to develop complex religion and build massive temples. Simple, right? 1, 2, 3. So the key takeaway from that old model was that civilization was driven by economics. It was a practical solution to a practical problem: how to feed people. The story basically said that our civilization was born from the stomach, not from the mind. But Göbekli Tepe just blew a massive hole in that theory. And this new statue, well, it's like pouring salt in the wound. Let's look at how it helps build the case for a whole new origin story for us. You see, this statue is a total game changer because it's so different from everything else they found there. The site is famous for its stylized T-shaped pillars, which are thought to be abstract humans, and countless carvings of dangerous animals. A realistic life-sized human is almost unheard of. Its submissive posture, just laid on its side, that reinforces the idea of it being an offering, giving us the clearest evidence yet of the specific, human-focused rituals that were happening here. So what does this all point to? Well, the discoveries at Göbekli Tepe, now solidified by this statue, suggest a really radical new timeline for humanity. One where our inner worlds, our beliefs, changed before our outer world did. This chart puts it all side by side. The old model said farming created settlements, which then led to religion. But this new hypothesis, which is being driven by Göbekli Tepe, flips that completely on its head. It suggests a shared belief system came first, and that's what compelled people to gather and build these incredible monuments. But feeding all those workers created a massive logistical problem, and the solution to that problem? The invention of agriculture. I mean, just let that sink in. This is the profound takeaway. The compulsion to gather, to express a shared faith, to find meaning, that might have been the true engine of civilization. What makes us human wasn't just our ability to feed ourselves, but our deep, innate need to believe in something bigger. But the story is far from over. I mean, new evidence is constantly refining our understanding and, frankly, challenging some of the popular myths that have grown up around this incredible place. So, one of the biggest questions is, why was Göbekli Tepe buried? A really popular theory you hear is that its builders deliberately covered it all up to preserve some kind of great secret. But the current archaeological evidence, well, it points to a less cinematic reality. Natural processes, things like slope collapses and erosion, most likely filled in the structures over hundreds of years. And here is another crucial piece of context from the site's field director, Dr. Lee Clare. This wasn't some short-lived project that just popped up and disappeared. The evidence shows these monumental buildings were in use. They were being modified. They were being transformed for centuries, maybe for over 1,000 years. This was a multi-generational sacred space, the center of their world for a huge period of time. And that really brings us to our final thought. This 12,000-year-old statue, sealed in a wall, it isn't just some archaeological curiosity. In a way, it's a mirror. If the spark for civilization wasn't bread, but belief, not economics, but a shared search for meaning, it really forces us to ask, what are the shared beliefs that gather us, build our world, and truly drive us today?